I am Iron Man.
Hello there.
Avengers! All right.
Brendan, what episode? You always got the number on me.
I'm not on my regular computer, so I don't.
Sorry,
I think this is episode 20. I believe this is episode 20.
So please subscribe if you can. I'm trying to get to 50 ASAP. But She-Hulk episodes 8 and 9, the penultimate and finale. It was great.
Yeah,
but so long story short, both of these episodes were fantastic.
Yeah,
but
definitely picked up the pace from the lull of 4 episodes or 3 episodes, whatever the number was.
It's funny, like, so the penultimate episode, the second to last episode, it was the Daredevil. It was the coveted Daredevil episode, and there's some things we got to talk about with Daredevil, but to get like that episode was great. But it also left me like I actually had kind of a sour taste in my mouth after it, because I didn't like how the gala went, and I didn't like what they were setting up for the finale, and I had no faith in the finale being good. I actually thought the finale was going to tank.
That's what I was thinking. Once the whole gala scene happened and everything, I was like, come on.
And it wasn't like female superhero, female oriented show. Like, I understand doing the female, like the trolls and all that, like that stuff, like makes sense. It hit me, and I was like, this finale is gonna suck. I had this vibe that it was going to be like just drawn out. It was gonna be boring. It was like something, but holy shit, was I wrong? The finale was good.
Amazing, and they did exactly what I wanted.
Okay, so can we talk about that and then go back to Daredevil? Because look, Daredevil was great.
Yeah,
it was great. Like, we'll get there. But yeah, so the finale, like, I just have it was like no notes, like just no notes. So to go all out on the fourth wall breaking was fantastic. I forgot to silence my phone. To go all out on the fourth wall breaking was just fantastic, and I loved it. And okay. The meeting, that was another thing too. So when the second to last episode's ending, and I don't think we talked about this, but I talked to Val about it. I was like, that fucking Todd is going to be the King Hulk. I was like, he's going to be King Hulk. Like, that loser that we've seen 3 times is going to be
the mastermind.
Right. And it made no sense, and I hated it. But then, like, so they did. I'm just rambling, and I need direction. They actually did it in a way that was really good, and it was because of the fourth wall break spot. Like, just derailing the whole show was fantastic.
So do you want to just talk about the fourth wall break since we're already So I loved it. It honestly confused me for a second, because
I thought my screen broke.
Because they froze the screen and then made it the Disney Plus menu, and then she like punched out the She-Hulk thumbnail and like came out of there and was like, I thought she was gonna hop into like a movie. That's why I was like, oh, that'd be awesome if she like hopped into Shang-Chi and was like, oh, sorry, wrong one. Like, but she was literally scrolling our screen and like, all right, which one? And then she jumped into like the making of like that assembled show or whatever.
Yes.
That was really cool.
Very clever. Yeah. Very clever.
That's what she did in the comics, where she hopped between like panels and stuff. So, which was cool. They added that in the show.
Yes, exactly. And it was so well done. And it was so funny because it was happening. And like I said, it was like, I was like, I looked over at Val. I was like, did you hit the remote? And then like she punches the thing. And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Awesome. Yeah.
And like, I think one of the things, TLDR, I think this show is going to age very well.
Yeah.
I think I need to take a step back from it and I'm gonna come back to it and be like, wow, this is really enjoyable.
It'll definitely be a good rewatch.
Yes, because like we had the fluff episodes that they were so we needed more. Like we really needed more in the moment, but it really was, in the end, the show was exactly what it was always going to be. It was a lawyer show, it was a comedy, and it was just goofy as hell. And this ending just kind of capitalizes on that because they set up like a 4-way fight sequence, and they're just like, nah, that's not happening.
No, when that started happening, when like they were having the intelligentsia meeting and Abomination came in, and then Todd took the Hulk serum, or took her blood. And then he hulked out, and then Titania came in, and then Bruce came in, and I was like, whoa, there's too much shit going on right now. We're getting into Spider-Man 3 territory. Like,
I was sitting there, and it was, I forget who was first, Titania or Bruce, but I remember one of them happened, and I was just like, is this a dream?
Yeah, like, that's what especially because she was like, especially because she like Jennifer Walters was talking to the camera like, really, Todd's the Hulk now? Like, is that what we want? Is this what we want for the ending? And I was sitting there like, thank you, you're the one, like, but I was glad that they, she got to pick and choose what was the actual ending.
And it was so okay. So one thing I do want to say that I was even though it wasn't a true fight, I did kind of appreciate the laughter of getting to see new Abomination fight
Hulk. Yeah, it was good.
And like technically new Hulk, right? Like our first time getting Mark Ruffalo Hulk against Abomination, and it was literally like a punch, I think, maybe. But it was just kind of like, I appreciated that.
And I love that he's like, whoa, I'm trying to help here. Like, I'm not the bad guy.
And that's what I really thought. I thought Hulk. So before the fourth wall breaking, like, moment, I really thought it was going to be like a 2-way fight. And I thought Titania was actually going to team up with She-Hulk. Actually, Val thought this, shout out to her. But I thought Titania was going to be like, screw the trolls and fight him with She-Hulk. Like, kind of like enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of a thing. And while Bruce Banner fights Abomination for whatever reason. Like, I thought something like that was going to happen. But then, so She-Hulk going to the writer's room it was so perfect. And my only gripe with this, and this is kind of a troll thing too. My only gripe is the fact that is from, I'm not going to say from, but very similar to one of my favorite comic book moments in Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe. So like, to know that they can't now do that with Deadpool is a little sad to me.
Yeah.
But that moment was so good. It was so great.
The way they broke the fourth wall and let She-Hulk do her, do her thing is making me so excited to see what they're going to do in Deadpool. They're going to pull off some crazy, fourth wall break or something like that. So the fact that they're willing to do this for a lesser known character, as far as, it being currently in the MCU, who knows what they'll let Deadpool do. So,
this show has done nothing but help me get more excited for Deadpool for sure.
Yeah.
Which is barely possible. But the writing room, it was so funny. Like hearing them, and they were talking about season 2, unconfirmed, but like they were talking about
sort of
season
slightly
2.
Confirmed. There was also other things dropped when she was talking to Kevin. So
I cannot. Yes, we're almost there. But like I haven't done this yet. I haven't watched it. I haven't rewatched the episode, but I'd be curious too. Like if you freeze on She-Hulk in the writer's room, like the things on the whiteboard behind her, there's got to be like cameo Easter egg kind of things that like She-Hulk takes on. I don't know who the leader, like let's say the long beloved leader that didn't show up, like She-Hulk takes on the leader ? Or something like that, like,
or like if they have like Tim Blake Nelson's name written down or something like that, like
I bet you there's some fun stuff on that whiteboard that I would love to do a screenshot of. But I haven't looked at that, and I just, again, the dialogue in that was just so funny. And then going up to, like, she's like, well, I need to talk. I love too, they never call him Kevin Feige. Like,
they just say Kevin.
Gotta talk to Kevin. And and like their reaction when she's like, well, I'm gonna go talk to Kevin. They're like, and they all just start laughing at her. Like,
that's probably how all the writers feel when they pitch something crazy, and then they're like, well, you got to go bring it up to Kevin. Nah, he's got his plan.
Like, I know, and we're not quite at the Kevin twist yet, but like the idea that Kevin Feige is so above the Marvel universe, and that like in that writer's room, they're like, you can't talk to Kevin Feige, She-Hulk. Like, it was so campy and such a good way.
Yeah, it was a nice goofy, like a goofy little thing, like to make fun of Feige, because like he's the god of MCU, you know what I mean? Like he it's his brainchild.
Okay, basically. So I think we're at Kevin, right? I think that's the next logical thing to talk. So she gets into I don't know, his office, I guess.
Yeah, I guess it's the MCU like their headquarters or something.
And Kevin Feige is just a machine. And it's just, I don't know, Brendan, if you've played Portal, but he looks exactly like GLaDOS.
I haven't played the game, but I've seen people play it. I know, like the head robot thing. That
yeah, and it was just, and I think the funniest thing about the whole thing is that it had a hat. Like, it had a hat.
He always has a hat. Yeah, he always has some sort of Marvel themed hat, so it makes
I cannot wait for the real Kevin Feige to actually wear the Kevin hat.
That would be amazing. Yeah,
it's got to happen, right?
Oh,
like, it has to. Like, but it was so good. It was such a good bit. It was so funny. It was clowny. It was camp. Like I said, it was so. And the robot was just so stupid funny. Like, I'm still thinking about one of the jokes it made was like, it said something along the lines of like, we'll see you in a movie next or something like that. And she goes, really? And no. And I was just like, God damn. And the budget jokes it made too.
Oh,
like, can you unhulk, because it's a budget, it's a costly thing, and also do it off screen because we don't want to do the trend.
I love when she was leaving. She's like, should I rehulk or should I just leave like this? Budget cuts. What are we doing here? What's gonna cost less?
And that's what, like, not enough good things could be said about Tatiana Maslany. Like,
she's great.
She did such a good job. And like this episode, like, you know, it's funny. I didn't know her before She-Hulk, but
no, I didn't either.
Like, she is She-Hulk. Like, that is like who she is to me now. And the fourth wall breaking stuff of the finale kind of cements that. Like, she fully like just leaned into and even like when she's like she's talking about what to change about the ending, right? She's like, we don't need the Hulk blood things, and she undoes Todd, and she's like, and Bruce getting there, like, why do we need him to save me? And she erases Bruce, and she's like, and I mean, like, do we want to have Daredevil show up? Like, I mean, I want to, and we're all just like, yes, Queen, bring Daredevil in. Like,
I love when she erases Todd. She goes, Hulk blood. She goes, a little too close to super soldier serum. We're gonna erase that. I was like, oh my God, that's perfect.
And we literally just got super soldier serum in Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And so it just, oh my God, like the fact that it was setting up for a horrible finale, that it undoes in the finale.
Yeah.
It was so good.
I almost have a feeling that those were all the ideas they came up with in the writer's room. And then they were just like, why don't we just have her choose one? You know what I mean? Have her choose one. So
yeah. I agree. I think it was definitely like, if they made their way to that, like that decision. Real quick sidebar, all this to say, we haven't even addressed the the absolutely random yet amazing intro to this show. This episode, which was the 70s remake.
the remake of the 70s intro. Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah. When it started, I was like, oh my God, this is the intro from like the Lou Ferrigno one. Like,
I was laughing so hard, and Val looks over, she's like, why are you laughing? Like, what is this? I was like, this is the show. This is the Incredible Hulk show.
Depressing ass Incredible Hulk show that was out in, I think, 70s or 80s or something.
I think it was the 70s. Like, I mean, because Lou Ferrigno is not that old. Like, fun fact, Lou Ferrigno has a cameo in the Incredible Hulk movie, and then he also voiced Hulk in the Avengers. Like, he did. Huh. The like the screaming. In the Avengers, the only thing he says is "puny God" after he beats up Loki.
That's Lou Ferrigno.
He was the original. Yeah, so I like all that just to say, like, the dude's not that old. The show's not actually that old. You know what I mean?
Just a quick sidebar. No, it's nothing to do with the MCU, but I never knew. So do you know Lou Ferrigno's deaf or like partially deaf?
I have heard that. Yes.
That's why I don't know if he's fully deaf or if he's just partially deaf, but I was at home one time, like I was in college and I was at home and my parents were watching some like Amazing Race or some sort of thing like that, but it was a celebrity version. Lou Ferrigno was one of the guys, and I was just joking around and I was like, God, I was like, you think a guy that tough would have a cooler voice? Like, because he has like a goof. I never knew he was deaf. And my dad goes, that's because he's deaf, right? And I was like, like I felt like such an asshole. I was like, oh God. Because like you think like Mike Tyson has a goofy ass voice and he's he's a guy that could kick my ass, but
and Mike Tyson not deaf, like he's just a goofy ass dude, like goofy, but
he's
just high all the time.
and but I always just thought it was like a speech impediment or something. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I was just like, oh, it's just funny that all these tough guys have speech impediments, and I was like, nope, he's deaf. And I was like, oh, I feel like an asshole.
I love the idea of your dad just shutting that down. Like, just like your dad just not having any of that and just be like, yeah, he's deaf.
He's deaf.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, he wasn't like, my dad wasn't trying to be like show me up or me. He was just like, well, he talks like that because he's deaf. And I was like, oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. That's great.
I feel like an asshole.
I you know what's funny? Like I said, I think I've definitely heard that, but I definitely haven't put that together though. Like I'm right there with you. Like I don't think I've put the two together that, oh yeah, him being mostly or all deaf now like would affect his voice. Like obviously.
Yeah.
That's really funny. I love it.
Sorry, that was just a quick thing I thought of. But...
I World War Hulk is obviously on the way and we'll get there, but I think Lou Ferrigno will get another cameo in that.
Yeah, I think
that has to happen.
They'll make him some sort of Hulk or some sort of Hulk variant, I'm sure, or even just an alien on Sakaar or something like that.
Something like that. Like it just sounds too crazy to not have him. But anyway,
if they're gonna make a Hulk movie, they gotta have Lou Ferrigno.
Agreed. But yeah, the Kevin Feige bot, dude, like it just
was really good.
I don't remember any like other specific jokes it made, but like everything it did was just so freaking hilarious because it was look, we sit here and we praise Kevin Feige for his genius, and it was like, oh, this is like making fun of that, and it was perfect, and like to make fun of us was such a good thing to do in this show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it almost kind of made me like made us eat the words that we were saying about like the fluff episodes. They're like, well, this is what we got. This is what you're getting. You're getting a good finale now. So
right, exactly, and that's what like so to look back on those fluff episodes, and like I said, like they are just they were fluff episodes through and through, and the big thing that was in the way was we're like, okay, we're getting close to the end. How is this going to wrap? How is this going to wrap? And the issues we had with those episodes, and I'm not like retroactively changing my opinion, but I think the main issues we had is like, this doesn't impact or affect or add to the ending or to the story. But what we found out is none of that matters. None of the story matters. It doesn't fucking matter. And it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why it's hilarious. Like honest to God, that's why
it was funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else on like Kevin or any of that? I thought it was just a funny idea to kind of poke fun at this, all being producer of the MCU.
I think Kevin had another. So there was the joke that she's not going to be in a movie, but I think there was another, like, could that be a tease? And I can't remember what it was.
They did have a World War Hulk tease when he was like, I wrote it down. I forget if Kevin said it or if Jen Walter said it, but he said something like, oh no, it was when they were deciding whether or not to keep Hulk in the finale or not.
Yeah.
And I think it was Jennifer Walters. She goes, we'll save it for the movie.
That's it. Yes.
She's like, we need to figure out why we need to figure out why Hulk was off world and now back on planet, like on Earth, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, we'll save it for the movie.
Right. And that's what, so that was it. And let's just lead right into World War Hulk tease. Yeah. So like, as long as you're like, I have nothing else really to say, Kevin, except it was great. It was hilarious.
It was a funny bit. Good. Yeah.
But so that tease, like, well, we have to find out what happened to Bruce, and we'll save it for the movie. Like, just it was so good. And then we lead into at the next we have a family dinner, which again Matt Murdock's at. It's too
Awesome.
funny. It's too great.
I know we had texted about it. How I didn't like that Matt and Jen were a thing. I kind of changed my ways this episode. It makes more sense in it.
I do want to kind of in-depth talk about Daredevil still. There is layers to that onion, I think. But yeah, so at the family dinner, Bruce shows up and he's like, "Oh, this is my son." I can't remember.
Scar, I think.
Scar. Right? I think it's, which is so funny because he was on Sakaar, right? So it's almost like
you named your kid almost sort of after the planet.
It's like being from Earth and being named Ear. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like shit. Ear. Sure. Why not? No. So we get a first look at Scar, and that I was not expecting. I assumed there was an actor cast. Did not pay attention to the credits.
Yeah, I don't know. I did see. I think I saw a credit for it, but I forget who it was.
But also like a CGI character.
Yeah.
It was probably a.
He didn't even really have any lines. He literally just waved hi, and that was about it.
Is World War Hulk? I mean, World War Hulk is just confirmed at this point, right? Like unofficially, but I mean, you'd have to be like, what could they possibly be doing?
Yeah,
other than teasing World War
Hulk? Gotta be. I mean, people have wanted this movie since Ragnarok, even before then.
Which was in its sense
sort of a World War Hulk or Planet Hulk.
Planet Hulk, yes.
Yeah.
I forget. I always get confused, and I've read one of them. Like I always forget which one's which. Like one is the sequel to the other, World War Hulk and Planet Hulk. I don't remember. They're both good. They're both great, loved stories. And whatever. Like this is clearly setting up the sequel to Ragnarok / just the first Incredible Hulk movie we've had since Incredible Hulk in 2009,
something like that. Yeah, 2009, 2010. Yeah.
It's kind of wild. It's kind of wild. I also think Universal still has the rights to that movie.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. I mean, but I think they have. I think you were telling me they have like a sort of similar Sony contract where they have to come out with something every couple of years or something.
So it's essentially the same. It's a similar situation to Sony where Universal has the movie rights. They never sold them or gave them back to Disney, and they produce solo movies. But that was the reason why we haven't had a Hulk movie, because Disney's like, because the arranged agreement between Universal and Disney lets Disney use Hulk indefinitely. Like, so they don't need a Hulk movie, right? Like that's the difference between Universal and Sony, whereas Sony is like, no, you need our permission just to use Spider-Man. Like, Disney doesn't need that for Hulk. They can do whatever they want. So to finally go back to a Hulk movie is really awesome.
Yeah.
And also, they're going to have to, I swear to God, if they just do some timey-wimey nonsense and they're like, oh yeah, he's 4 years old, but he's also 30.
Yeah.
His son, by the way, to anyone listening, like Scar is a
full-grown adult. Yeah.
He's an adult man.
Also, it's going to be a weird thing of like, who did Hulk have sex with? And now Bruce has got to be like, well, I was there, but I really wasn't there. Like,
are they going to do like, I don't even want to make that joke on air. Like it's so to say Hulk had sex with someone, which Bruce didn't, like, because that was probably we would, I think theoretically that was the last time. Well, I guess Infinity War was, but the second to last time that Hulk wasn't Professor Hulk. Like, to have zero control still. Like Bruce doesn't, like, at this point, it's been like, I'm sorry, that's probably unsettling on air, but like it's probably been like 8-ish years, if I think correctly, like 8-ish years in canon since
like Ragnarok.
Like Bruce is probably it's one of those things where like out of sight, out of mind. Like, what was it like to not even be in control of Hulk, kind of a thing? Yeah,
he's definitely been in the
driver's seat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's been in the driver's seat for so long that he's kind of like, I don't really remember what it's like to lose control. Yeah.
Hey, Hulk. Congrats on the sex.
Hey,
gotta do it. Gotta do it.
Good
Congrats
job.
on the sex. I that's one of my favorite bits from it's nothing original, but in one of the Philly radio shows when Embiid was a dad, when he has his son born, they did that on air. They were like, "Hey, Embiid,
congrats on the sex."
But no, like I think that's very interesting. I think that, like, all jokes aside, the time thing is going to be weird to handle. Like, it's literally been like,
unless
like
time just works.
Years.
Yeah, unless time just works differently on Sakaar. That's the only thing I can think of.
Which they did say that in Ragnarok. They did say time works differently, blah, 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 bullshit. Like, that's what the god was, like 1 billion years old, and he was still, and I'm talking about
Jeff Goldblum.
Goldblum's character. Yes, thank you. So, I mean, you could just be like, yeah, it's been 30 years on Sakaar and fuck off. Like,
yeah,
that's literally, but to that extent, I feel like they're just going to shoot off all the new young kids into Sakaar and just bring them back adults for new Avengers. Or whatever.
Like,
just
shoot get off old.
Baby Thor, new Ant-Man, new Spider, like all these kids are just going to go to Sakaar, come back next episode, full-grown adults. I'm interested in where they're going with it. I'm very excited. I mean, look, Ruffalo's Hulk is awesome. So more Hulk is going to be cool. Feige's joke aside, though, I think Jen has to be in World War Hulk.
Yeah, I at least in the beginning, like I don't know if she'll be in like the main meat of the movie, but at least like the beginning and ending type thing.
I'm not like, I don't think it'll focus on her. Like, I think Bruce will be the main character, but I don't think it makes sense. Like theoretically, if Bruce has to go back to Sakaar and you have a cousin, a family member who is a very, very in control Hulk, why would you not bring her?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, it's kind of the Avengers conundrum in like the sense that of Iron Man 3, right? It's like, why are the Avengers not involved in a terrorist threat kind of a thing? Like,
they just Tony, you got it.
Yeah, Tony's got it. But like that's kind of the situation where if Bruce has to go off world for a Hulk thing, why would you not bring another Hulk?
With you? Yeah,
it makes no sense. Also, unrelated but very related. Did you see the rumor that came out today, casting wise? I have no confirmation if this is true or not, but huge casting rumor. Apparently, if it's true, holy shit, I forget his name. Hold on, I need a minute. Okay, got it. Sorry. Apparently, the rumor is Harrison Ford.
Oh, yes.
As they recast please help me out here.
Thunderbolt Ross.
And it's Harrison Ford, and he's gonna be Red Hulk. Awesome.
I did hear I think it was a week or so ago, rumors of like of that happening. I'm like, that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah. I saw some like rendering images already, which also, I mean, artists online are one of the
oh my god,
they're so good. They're so fast. Like, here's an idea. Boom, here's an image. Like,
it's like when like they announced that some player may be being traded to another team, there's automatically immediately like a picture of them in that team's uniform, or like 18 different teams. I'm like, holy shit, people are fast on this. Like,
yes, I remember when Harper, I think it was, said something about playing for the Eagles, and Nick, like within like 2 hours, had an image, had like a render of Harper in Eagles jersey. I was just like, what is that? How did you do that? Like,
how do you do this? What is this sorcery? Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's awesome. It like I said, the renderings I saw were cool, and that's a great recast. And he's an old curmudgeon, so it'll work. I love Harrison Ford has just become an absolute like man on the front porch yelling at kids walking by, and I love it. Like, he just doesn't care, and I'm all for it. And I think that's a great Thunderbolt Ross. Like, I feel like he's gonna be more Thunderbolt Ross than he is Indiana Jones and Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah.
I am very excited for that idea. I hope it's true. And look, I think the best way to put it is World War Hulk is shaping up to be literally just all the Hulks. Like, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I mean, we'll have literally different variations of the Hulk. Maybe they'll bring other like multiversal Hulks. I couldn't think of the right word. Like, maybe they'll bring like a Ed Norton Hulk, maybe even like a 2003 claymation Hulk. Like, throw him in. You never know.
Ooh, don't. No, thank you. No,
no, thank you. That would not be good.
It's not. Don't tempt me. It's just no.
Nah. We're good. We'll pass.
I love. Look, Secret Wars. It's got to have just as many like dumb cameos and Easter eggs as possible, and it's one of those things where it's like Lou Ferrigno should absolutely be in Secret Wars. And, it makes so much sense. It would be so funny. I will be so happy.
And like even just have him in like the old makeup and everything. Not even CGI. I'm just
I don't want CGI.
Have him in like practical makeup. That would be sick. Because he's still ripped. I mean, he's still.
I was like, the only CGI for Lou Ferrigno is just tightening things up. Because he's an older guy.
Age
is real.
Yeah.
Very much ripped though, like you said. Like just if you want to tighten him up,
still kick my ass. Yeah.
Absolutely kick my ass.
You break me in half like Juggernaut.
You want to end on that?
Yeah, you want I'll re-up real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. So I usually try to wait like a minute, like just to be like, I like the thing cycle. And then my dad texted me, the Phillies put out a hype video for tonight. Ooh. And it's narrated by Jimmy Rollins and Ryan Howard. And it was awesome. Nice. It was just so cool. Yeah, I'm so pumped. But we were talking wait, what got me going there at the end? It was the were we still talking about Harrison Ford as
I think so, yeah. Okay. I think I mentioned the claymation Hulk.
That was it. But that's it. So one other thing, I guess, with the World War Hulk / Secret Wars, like, so I kind of take it back from what I said earlier. Like, I guess it makes more sense to have Lou Ferrigno cameo in Secret Wars than it does to have him cameo in World War Hulk. Yeah. But to the extent of what you were talking about with the multiverse and it being the multiverse saga, does World War Hulk end up being a multiverse film somehow?
It could be. That's what I'm thinking. If they're gonna pull in, other versions of Hulk, maybe, or stuff like that. So I could totally see it being a multiversal type Hulk movie.
And it's interesting, right? Because so Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, such a hilarious title, but Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, is the clear next multiverse film, right?
Yeah,
absolutely, 100%. Kang, all that stuff. But the multiverse saga, like, we've had our share of the multiverse, we have more coming. Where else can it be? And we've talked about that before too. And look, it's World War Hulk is not a multiverse comic, but you're absolutely right. I think it makes sense to have it somehow be multiverse.
It could also be like the plot, maybe like the Grandmaster's looking for his champion again, and he somehow stumbles upon the multiversal rift and starts pulling in Hulks to fill in his champion.
I love it when people say something and I'm just like, that's it. That's sold. Like, Valerie does that to me all the time where she's like, it's going to be this. I'm like, you're absolutely right.
You're
son of a bitch. Like,
sold.
You got it. And that's it. Like, you're absolutely like, and look, what am I going to say no to more Jeff Goldblum? Like, please.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. Something like that makes sense. I would love if he is back, Jeff Goldblum as the
Grandmaster, I think.
Grandmaster,
right?
Whatever.
Yeah.
I hope we get, because he's supposed to be brothers or something with the Collector.
Yeah, yep.
I hope we get more Collector.
That'd be cool.
I love the Collector.
He was a weird, goofy. Yeah.
And I loved him in Guardians.
I forgot about that What If episode.
Yeah, that was a good one. I got the Collector Core Funko boxes from Amazon, and they're basically, for anyone who doesn't know, and God bless, because you're saving billions of dollars, but the Collector Core boxes it's a mystery box, but the theme of the box. And so like a dumb example, but like
it was kind of like a Loot Crate type thing.
Exactly. But it's Funko, it's all Funko. It's usually a shirt, random figures, and other knickknacks. For instance, the next box is Across the Spider-Verse, pretty pumped for that. But like, one of them was for specifically What If, and one of the pops was shirtless ripped Collector, and I look at that and
That's
I'm
pretty
like,
good.
this, it's so funny, but I'm like, I'm actually uncomfortable by this Funko Pop right now.
Just jacked Benicio del Toro.
But no, I love it. I think he's super funny, and I would love to see him interact with Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
And so if they bring the Grandmaster back, please have them interact somehow.
That would be it. Yeah.
Just, although Collector dead, Infinity Wars, we got him. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think
Thanos killed him. Might be very dead.
Yeah. Or maybe he came back from the snap.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, who fucking cares? Like, it could just be alive.
Yeah.
No one does.
No one cares.
But I definitely got I thinking about it. He's definitely implied dead, but implied dead doesn't mean dead, and dead rarely means dead in Marvel. So
yeah, very very loose terms with dead.
So I guess, Brendan, is there anything else specifically you want from World War Hulk? I think my final thoughts, you nailed it. It's probably going to be multiverse. I think Grandmaster shows up, makes sense, and it's an all-around sequel to She-Hulk, Ragnarok, and just Avengers.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm thinking it's going. It's definitely, on that, since it's a multiverse saga, probably have something to do with multiversal Hulks or something like that. Maybe bring in the Maestro or whatever, the Hulk that wears like the beads and stuff like that.
Is that Old Man Hulk?
Yeah, the gray beard and the
I would love that. He's such a cool, dark, gross character. Like I would love to see him on the screen. And I also, going off of that, I love the idea that they could use World War Hulk as an opportunity to give you these Hulk variants. That way you don't need to spend screen time on that in Secret Wars, right? Like, there's so many cameos and Easter eggs that we expect from Secret Wars. To take some of them out just to put them in another movie
would make sense too. That way also Secret Wars isn't like 9 million hours long, because like they'd have to like, oh, here's the X-Men, and oh, here's this guy and that guy, and here's Deadpool, and here's,
Look, not that I've been very right recently in my calling it, but I'm gonna call it Secret Wars. Let's say 3.5 hours.
I could see it.
I can
see it. There's gonna be a lot of stuff in that movie.
It's gonna be one of those moments where it happens and you're like, are we proud of this? Like,
is this? Are we pulling the Irishman here? Almost 4-hour movie.
I never saw that. Did you watch that?
Yeah, it was a movie.
That's about the reaction I've heard.
Yeah. It was a 4-hour movie.
That was kind of I saw last night, we went to see Don't Worry, Darling.
Oh yeah. Is that the one with Harry Styles? And
Yep. And that's kind of my reaction to it. It was
a movie.
It's a movie. And I won't go into spoilers, but it's so funny because I liked it in the moment. Yeah. But every time I think about it, I get angry. I'm like, that makes no sense. Like, that made no sense. This makes no sense. Like, the in the moment movie, like, a great popcorn flick is the best way to put it. Like, great summertime popcorn flick. But the moment I think about it, I'm like, this is just garbage.
Yeah. Straight up trash.
Right? Like, we were talking about it on the ride home, and Val brought up a point, and I'm just like, wait, that completely conflicts with something else that happened. It just makes no sense. Anyway, I digress. I think Secret Wars is gonna be like 3.5 hours, and it will quite literally that could be like the downfall. I think last, like, real quick wrap up. I would just, I don't have anything else to say Hulk wise, but just Daredevil. I really liked it. I love his new suit. We got a hallway scene very similar to the Netflix hallway scene, but not as gritty.
I still haven't seen the Netflix one. I'll have to watch. I'm still getting caught up on that one, but
probably one of the greatest things that came out of the show is that season 1, there's a hallway fight. And I definitely thought that was kind of a homage / like tongue-in-cheek nod to it. The fight that we got with Daredevil. Dude's a womanizer, and I think it's hilarious. You texted me that you thought like it was too much of a womanizer.
At first, then, that's what I was thinking, but I think I've come around on.
I mean, hey, Pete, whatever you think, I'm not disagreeing with what your thoughts are, but I'm just gonna give you. So Valerie, very much the same thing. She's like, he's too much of a player in this, and I looked at her And I was like, are you joking? Like in the Netflix series, he hires a secretary, he bangs the secretary.
Yeah.
He hires the night nurse, he bangs the night nurse.
Yeah.
He has Electra. Like, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Dude's a player.
Yeah.
Like, so that was, I just had to say that stupid gimmick because he is, and that's the funniest thing is that in the comics, he's a blind son of a gun player, and it's so funny, and I love that it's on screen. The walk of shame thing was hilarious, by the way.
Oh, that was hilarious. Yeah, that was really good.
Funny. I also love, like, we've never really talked about the cartoon like credits and like his being like him holding the boots with the whistling. Like, I thought was so funny. But yeah, no, it look, I think something that people are saying is that he was too funny, but like that's what you're gonna get in MCU Daredevil, right?
Yeah.
Like, and
he's gonna be like a Spider-Man-esque, like, you know.
I do hope Born Again has a serious tone.
I'm sure it will. Yeah, I'm sure it'll have a darker side.
But I don't expect it to be the same level of darkness as Netflix. Because that's just not, like I said, that's not possible.
Because that was like super, like almost like Dark Knight gritty. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
it was like an R-rated Dark Knight gritty. Like, and I just don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think it's possible. And I don't necessarily need that. We had that. Like, I want more Daredevil. I hope it's a serious tone, but I don't need it to be like an R-rated Daredevil. That doesn't it doesn't have to be that level. The last thing I'll say, the absolute last thing is, did you hear the Daredevil rumor that came out this week?
Mm-mm.
Hold on to your butts.
I'm holding.
The latest rumor for Daredevil is actually so this week, Real confirmed, Variety, I believe it was, announced that Disney was moving all of their Phase 5 and Phase 6 Marvel movie slots. All got pushed back by like
I did see that. Yeah.
And the rumor is the reason that is because Disney Sony are working on a new contract, and that Spider-Man 4 will come out in 2024.
Ooh.
And hold on to your butts. Spider-Man 4 is rumored to be a sequel to Daredevil Born Again in some fashion.
That would be awesome. So we might get a little bit of Tom Holland action in Born Again.
Whether Tom Holland shows up in Daredevil Born Again, maybe we just I could see Daredevil doing some screen. The main part of the rumor is that Spider-Man 4 is street level. Like, we got Cosmic Spider-Man, we're bringing him down.
Now we're bringing him back to friendly neighborhood.
And dude, like, as long as I've known, my first comic book story of Spider-Man was a Craven Daredevil tie-in, and I am so excited to see Spider-Man and Daredevil mingle. Like, that's gonna be awesome. Is so cool. And like, obviously we got Matt Murdock and Peter mingle a little bit, but I can't wait for Spider-Man and Daredevil mingling. And that's gonna be sweet. I'm very excited. I hope that rumor is true. I'm curious because like Kingpin's a Spider-Man villain originally. Like, I don't know. I have no idea what it sets up. And he was mixed in a Hawkeye show, so maybe we'll get, maybe Kingpin will be a street level villain in the upcoming MCU show. So that's what I could see. I could see Kingpin being like a main villain in Daredevil Born Again, and then maybe one of his thugs is like a Spider-Man villain that they like sidebar into, kind of a thing for the movie. Yeah. And Daredevil like helps Spider-Man with that because it's part of the Kingpin branch, let's call it. Like, I don't know. It's exciting. I love it, and I'm very happy with all of it. Sweet. That's awesome news. I have nothing negative really to say about Daredevil. I really don't. The yellow works. The yellow works, man. And I loved her little like quip, like at least my suit isn't made out of mustard or something like, or mustard and red, really like ketchup and mustard. She's like, he said, I think he was like, I'm blind, I can't see, or something like. I feel like I forget if he said something like that, but maybe I just thought that. But I think he did. I think you didn't make it up, but if you did, you sold it. You sold it. No, but what's your thoughts on Daredevil before we wrap up? I liked it. At first I didn't like the like their chemistry, because I was like, oh, they're just forcing a relationship between two superheroes. And then, but as it went on in the finale, I was like, okay, like when the scene where he's at the table with the family and they're not really dating, they're just sort of like, I mean, they're friends with benefits. Exactly. They are, because there's no way, like, I would be shocked if Born Again doesn't take place in New York. Like, I think Born Again has to take place in New York. I think I think he's very much not going to be in a relationship with her,
No.
but they're very friends. Like,
Yeah.
it's okay to be friends. Like,
Yeah.
they're sloppy.
Now that it's more of a like a friends with benefit type of relationship, that makes more sense rather than it being a relation. I don't know. I was just kind of like, they're forcing it too much. Like, it feels forced, but
I like that Daredevil. He's such a like gentleman. He tries to be like, well, next time I'll take you out to like he doesn't push for it. You know what I mean? Like he's like, I'm a good Catholic boy. I'm gonna take you out to dinner first, kind of a thing. No, I thought I think it was good. Charlie Cox kills it. I think that's really
he's the best Dare. I mean, he's the second Daredevil, but the best. So.
And he's so good at it. Like, I mean, I still haven't seen Ben Affleck's, but I just can't even imagine. He's another character that I'm just like, I mean, he is Daredevil.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't recast him. He's the perfect pick.
But no, good. I'm excited for Born Again. I'm excited for World War
whatever
Hulk.
The Hulk. Yeah,
I can't wait to see what's like. Oh, and I guess the last thing is the credit scene.
Yeah.
And I just one question for you. In the credit scene, Wong's he frees Blonsky, Abomination, from prison, but says, sorry, I was doing another TV show or something like that. I forget how it is. He gonna Secret Invasion?
Possibly that, or I think he was just saying I was watching another show. Like, I got caught up in another show because he was watching The Sopranos and one.
That was the whole bit.
That's because at first that's what I was like. Oh, is Wong in another? But I was like, no, because he doesn't break the fourth wall. So that's why. That's what. Like, I thought the whole thing was out of character. Yeah. But I think it might have been he was watching another, like maybe he was watching like Breaking Bad or something, or watching like another.
That makes more sense, but
you never know.
I don't think any of us are complaining if we get more Wong.
Oh no, it's the Wongverse.
It's the Wongverse. It's the Wong.
The Wong saga. There we go.
No, I think that wraps it up.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to this episode. The next episode will more than likely be a breakdown of Andor's part 5 and 6, I believe.
Yeah. We just wrapped 6.
Okay. So the next episode will be Andor part 5 and 6. So check that out. We also have our full catalog of She-Hulk episodes 1 through 9 on the on our YouTube page, and as well as all the other MCU stuff that's come out since Doctor Strange in
and
Multiverse
as soon
of Madness.
as I watch it, as soon as I watch it, we'll do Werewolf by Night.
Werewolf by Night, which I
think we're gonna do it tonight. I think we're watching it tonight, Friday the 14th.
Okay, Friday the 14th.
Rolls off the tongue.
But all right, well that'll do it for this episode, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks, guys.